I'm Tom. I'm a product manager for our Powersports products here at Warren Industries, but I'm also an off-road enthusiast. I've owned more dirt bikes, Jeeps, side-by-sides, and trucks than I could count. Today we'll be covering winching basics, accessories, rigging, and important safety considerations. So the winch we're going to be using for our demonstration today is an Axon 55S, which comes with synthetic rope. A couple of the parts of the winch to be familiar with: we have our motor, we have our transmission, which contains our clutch dial. We got our synthetic rope that's wound on our drum, which then goes through the fairlead and attached to our hook with the hook strap. So there's a couple of different ways to control ATV and UTV winches. Most ATVs will use a handlebar switch, whereas most UTVs will use a dash-mounted rocker switch. For either option, you can always use a wired remote, which is what we're going to be using today, or you can use a hub wireless receiver and your phone. Let's go through some of the must-have accessories while winching. Gloves, needed to protect your hands from cuts and abrasion. A hook strap, used to more safely handle the hook. This keeps your hands away from pinch points, like on the fairlead. Shackles, you can choose from a traditional bow shackle or a synthetic soft shackle. You need this to connect the looped ends of cables or straps. For this demo, we will use the metal bow shackle. A tree trunk protector, used for attaching winch rope to a variety of anchor points. And finally, a winch damper, used to prevent rope recoil in the rare event of rope failure. Follow these steps to set up for a single line pull. Put on your gloves, disengage the manual clutch to allow free spooling of the winch drum, free the winch hook from its anchor point, attach the hook strap to the hook. While holding the winch hook strap, pull out enough winch rope to reach your anchor point. Try to keep a certain amount of tension in the wire, otherwise it may become twisted and overwrap when slackened, leading to a winch rope damage. Choose an anchor point that's strong enough to hold you while winching. Natural anchors include trees, stumps, and rocks. Secure the tree trunk protector or choker chain around the anchor. For strength, place the rigging as low as possible on the anchor. Attach the shackle to the two ends of the strap and through the hook loop, being careful not to over-tighten. Tighten the pin and then back off a half a turn. Attach the winch rope and hook to the shackle with the winch hook opening facing up. Remember to hook up and you'll never screw up. Lock the winch drum by rotating the clutch dial on the winch to the engaged position. Lay the winch damper over the winch rope midway between the winch and the anchor point. Connect the remote control. Be careful not to let the remote control cord dangle in front of the winch. Using the winch in switch on the remote control, slowly wind the winch rope until no slack remains. Once the winch rope is under tension, stand well clear and never step over it. We're now all set and ready to do the winch pull. With the engine on the winching vehicle and light tension already on the winch rope, begin winching slowly and steadily. For additional assistance, the winching vehicle can be slowly driven while being pulled by the winch. Remember to avoid overheating the winch motor. For extended winching, stop at reasonable intervals to allow the winch motor to cool down. Avoid shock loads by using the winch control switch intermittently to take up the rope slack. Shock loads can momentarily exceed the winch and rope rating. If winching from a slight angle, the rope may stack up on one end of the drum. This stack can become large enough to cause serious damage to the winch. Stop winching if the winch rope comes close to the tie rods or the mounting plate. To fix an uneven stack, spool out that section of the rope and reposition it to the opposite end of the drum, which will free up space for continued winching. Continue pulling until the vehicle is on stable ground. If you can drive the vehicle, the winching operation is complete. Once recovery of the vehicle is complete, be sure to secure the vehicle's brake. After the recovery is complete, you'll need to rewind the rope. To begin this process, first release tension in the winch rope. Disconnect the winch line from the anchor. Arrange the winch remote lead so it cannot be caught in the winch, and arrange the winch rope so it will not kink or tangle when spooled. Be sure any winch rope already on the spooling drum is wound tightly and evenly layered. Tighten and straighten the layer if necessary. Keep the winch rope under light tension and spool the rope back on the winch drum in even layers. Stop frequently to tighten and straighten the layers as necessary. Spool the rope on until the winch hook is a couple feet away from the winch. At this point, switch from holding the winch rope to the hook strap. Walk the winch hook towards the fairlead, holding the hook strap, carefully spooling in the remaining winch rope by pulsing the remote control switch. Finally, throw the hook at the fairlead. To prevent serious injury, never put your fingers inside the hook area as you're powering in against the fairlead. Congratulations, you're ready to go prepared and get out and use your winch for the first time. Remember though, everything we talked about today is basic and high level. We always encourage you to read that owner's manual, especially for some of the important safety considerations.